I think I'd just go with the Blazing Torch or the Aeronaut. Spire Barrage is pretty weak in 2-color decks. Here it's Magma Rift versus Adventuring Gear, and he correctly takes the Adventuring Gear. Okay, Blade Tusk, Berserker, Geyser, Adventuring Gear. Here I would have gone for Adventuring Gear again. None of this stuff is nearly as good as it. Here we've got a Rune Blaster, a Puma, Teetering, Lightcaster. Lightcaster can totally shut down some decks. I wouldn't have minded him taking the Lightcaster, even though it requires a lot of white. But it's pretty difficult to cast, like he says. Rune Blaster I'm fine with too. Hookmaster, pretty late, but pretty late Vines, decently late Lacerator. Okay, here he takes the Bushwhacker correctly, I think. So, Minotaur, Warpaint. I guess either one I'm fine with. Not a big fan of either. Warpaint's actually pretty good. I just don't find room for it a lot of the time. And the Mark Mutiny Wield, so that's good. And another Shatter Skull. Blessing. Okay, so red's pretty open, obviously. Okay, so here he's got not a whole lot. He takes the correct pick, the Torch Slinger. Here he takes another Step Links correctly. Definitely better than Blazing Torch. Takes Nimbus Wings here. I would have preferred Pillar Field or Zendikar Shrine. I don't like Nimbus Wings hardly at all. Here he takes the Teetering. I don't think he has enough 2-drop, so I would have gone with a Scrabbler there. Here's a pretty late Guide, which is fine. I don't really like playing with it, but that's fine. Here's another Blade Tusk, so that's fine. I wouldn't mind the Unstable Footing, actually. He's got a lot of 4-drops. And Unstable Footing's great in 2-color aggro decks. Here I wouldn't have minded the Scope. Helps keep you from getting flooded. Here he takes the Shortcutter correctly. Here he takes the Outfitter correctly. Here he takes the Footing correctly. That's good. Shrine correctly. Shutter correctly. Let's see. I would have taken the Landbind just to prevent a white player on my left from having a ridiculous card against me if he was mono white. Okay. The way he builds his deck, he plays 6 plains and a lot of mountains, presumably for the Ravager and Spire Barrage. I don't like this mana. Wow. He's playing almost mono red, but with no particularly good reason to do it. I would have taken, let's see, 3-6 is just not enough to play 2 Step Links. You're only going to hit your turn 1 land. Let's see, 7 divided by 40. What is that? 7 times 6 almost. So what, 42? Okay, so yeah, you're not going to hit it that often. So I think I probably just would have taken out a couple of these and put in 2 more planes. 8 and only playing 18 lands too with all these 4-drops. Yeah, I think let's see, you can cut the Nimbus Wings. Doesn't have a lot of 2-drops, so I think the Zector is fine. Let's see, Rune Blaster. So yeah, maybe take out the Nimbus Wings, play another planes, and 2 more planes and take out a mountain. Let's see, what does he have on the board? Scope? Yeah, I definitely would have played Scope here. So put in the Scope, take out something for that. Maybe a 4-drop. Another Blade Tusk. Yeah, well, you don't know if your opponent's playing red or not. So, So those are my disagreements there. Otherwise, deck seems okay. Let's see. Round 1, game 1. Says he wins the roll and keeps Goblin Bushwhacker, Blade Tusk Boar 3 times, 2 times. Run game 1, round 2, round 1, game 2. That's 2, so it gets to round 2, that's to game 2, that's to game 3. So he loses round 2. So that's kind of how I would have expected that deck to do. It's not amazing, but it's not a bad deck, certainly. So you can read the play-by-play, or people on the website certainly probably did. And seems like he played it out just fine. Always different issues. Alright. Anyhow, so those are my thoughts on how he drafted. And otherwise, it's a good article. He gave play-by-plays on all the rounds, which is a sign of a good article. And he has screenshots even, which I don't even have when I do it. So, it's nice. Okay. As far as the plays in the draft, I mean, he talks a lot about his own bad plays that he's aware of, so I don't need to add to that. I think in round 1, wouldn't have been a bad idea to attack with everything earlier with the Mark of Mutiny and hope the opponent just doesn't block, you know. It sounds like the last 2 games, the ones where he played better, weren't the ones that decided were, you know, probably weren't going to be winnable anyway. So that's perfectly fine. No big deal there. You know, his opponent won the draft, so you know you can't kick yourself too much for losing to the draft winner. And blue-red can be pretty solid. Anyhow, so looking forward to the next article, and good job writing this one, Leshrac. Certainly not a bad one. Definitely things I would have done differently, but then hey, you know, you changed decisions, and hey, I could have lost first round because I made different decisions, right? So it worked out for you, getting 2 packs at least, and I'm sure you do better next time. Talk to you guys later.